Summer weather is on the way, but still a few storms to watch for each day. Let's talk about it on this Monday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hey, it's Monday, the 16th of June, 2025. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. If you haven't already, consider giving us a big ol' like on this video to help it get shown off in the magical land of YouTube. And of course, if you want your daily Texas weather content, live severe weather coverage, and more, click subscribe to get notified when we publish new Texas weather forecasts. It is finally entering that time of year where we calm down from our spring severe weather season and enter more of the summer doldrums, where our biggest issue usually appears to be pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon hours and how hot it's going to get across parts of the state. And with that, let's start answering those questions. Here's the high-rise rapid refresh model going into this afternoon, tonight, and Tuesday. Guess what? A few showers possible tonight into Tuesday morning. Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle. Another afternoon pop-up shower and storm event Tuesday. Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle. Maybe a few storms late Tuesday afternoon, evening in West Texas. Those could have gusty winds. Maybe a bit of pocket change size hail, dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning, and localized heavy rainfall. Overall, by far, much more of a summer-like pattern compared to the last several weeks, which explains why it's going to get so stinking hot this week as well in several parts of the state of Texas. Fire weather conditions, we are starting to become more active now across western Texas as we see temperatures ramp up, soils and grasses and fuels dry out, and with that, we're now expecting high to very high fire danger today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. The borderland of far west Texas, El Paso, into the Guadalupe Mountains, the Trans-Pecos, the Big Bend, the Davis Mountains, the Permian Basin, and to the northern Edwards Plateau and parts of West Texas. Fire danger high to very high, meaning we're going to probably start seeing an uptick in initial attack activity, especially with temperatures well up into the triple digits. Surprise! Hint. Beyond that, here's the long-range American weather model, the global forecast system. Well, maybe a few showers and storms going into Wednesday afternoon and evening across the big country, northwest Texas, Texoma, up into Oklahoma and Kansas. We'll keep an eye on that. If that occurs, lightning, heavy rain, gusty winds, maybe some pocket change size hail. Otherwise, a much less active week expected across the state of Texas, precipitation and convection wise, with you can see the global forecast system not really showing too much across the state, but I'm always hesitant to rule out pop-up shower and thunderstorm activity across southeast Texas and parts of the Texas Gulf Coast, simply because a lot of moisture, plenty of afternoon buoyancy from afternoon heat. It's not too difficult to get some of those popcorn type showers and storms that pop up for an hour and then bring themselves out. Nevertheless, looking at forecast rain totals over the next 5 days across the United States, you can see we definitely less active, maybe some increased precipitation chances at times down the Rio Grande Valley, deep south Texas, with higher rain totals in Mexico. Otherwise, you could see pop-up activity possible across the eastern half of the state up into Texoma, the Red River Valley, the Panhandle. Widespread precipitation at this point not expected unless we get a cluster of storms that's able to organize going into Wednesday afternoon and evening in the aforementioned regions of the big country, Texoma, North Texas, Northwest Texas, and that'll be something we keep an eye on over the next couple of days. Western half of the state, you're going to be hard-pressed to find more than sprinkles, maybe in the Davis Mountains, so welcome to summer, ladies and gentlemen. Tropical weather outlook of the next 7 days from the National Hurricane Center across the Gulf, Caribbean, and Atlantic Ocean. Zilch, zero, nada. Tropical cyclone activity is not expected over the next 7 days. The Eastern Pacific's pretty busy, though, at this point. Taking a look at the European weather model, the 500 millibar heights. This is a pretty easy way for us to identify upper-level storm systems, but in the summer months, it's also a great way to see just exactly where that upper-level high pressure that we're so used to calling the heat dome is located. And, well, I'll give you a hint. By this time next week, the northeast United States up into the Great Lakes are going to be hot. For the next several days, though, you can see that heat dome over Baja California, southwestern United States, kind of translating over us late this week through the weekend, and then kind of trying to push off into the eastern United States early next week with a more active pattern setting up across the western United States. You can see those below average heights, meaning probably some upper level storm systems moving across the northwest, the west coast. You can see that one pivoting in on Sunday and then being pushed north into the northern plains in Canada by that upper level ridge high pressure or heat dome located across the southeastern to eastern half of the United States. These warm colors, yellow and oranges, indicate above average heights, which indicate warmer weather. Those blues indicate lower heights or a more active weather pattern, which you can see is not going to involve us here in Texas very much over the next several days, with the exception of maybe that storm system skirting our region on Wednesday. Here's high temperature forecast over the next several days. Today, we're looking at triple-digit temperatures. 106 in El Paso this afternoon, 105 in Pecos. We're looking at 100 Odessa, Midland, 98 in Lubbock, 96 Amarillo, 92 to 93 in DFW with very high humidity, making it feel closer to 100 degrees. Same story down I-35, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, mid-90s. Heat index values closer to 100. 91 this afternoon in Houston with abhorrently high humidity values. It's June, folks. Welcome to summer. If you're expecting changes, I'm afraid you're probably going to be out of luck. Tomorrow's worse. 110 degrees in Pecos, 106 El Paso, 100 in Alpine, 105 in Lubbock, 102 in Amarillo. We're looking at about 95 DFW, 97 San Antonio and Austin, about 94 in Waco, 93 to 92 in Houston. Low to mid-90s. The eastern third of Texas, 100 in McAllen, 103 in both Laredo and Del Rio. Even though the eastern half of Texas may look less hot, that's because humidity values are higher, and thus it's still going to feel almost as hot, with heat index values near or up into the low triple digits. Meanwhile, Pecos being 110 tomorrow, yeah, that's pretty unpleasant. Going into Wednesday, you can see with that little upper level storm system kicking in, a little cooler up in the panhandle still. I mean, comparatively, I guess, yeah, it's less hot across parts of the Permian Basin, the Trans-Pecos, with temperatures about a couple degrees less hot, but still 102 in Odessa, Midland, 105 in Pecos, 103 El Paso. Down in the southern Big Bend, it's going to be over 110 to 115 degrees. 103 Laredo Del Rio, 99 McAllen. We're looking at 97 San Antonio, 95 Austin, up to DFW, 93 in Houston. And again, maybe some thunderstorm chances in northwest Texas, the big country, North Texas, and Texoma, Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, with frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, locally heavy rainfall, and strong winds. Thursday's high temperatures, whatever cool down we had in the panhandle, West Texas is gone. I say cool down with the utmost, definitive definition, since, it's really not going to be cool in any sense of the word. We're looking at upper 90s, Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, the big country, the Concho Valley, the Permian Basin, through the Trans-Pecos. We're going to see 100 in Pecos, 103 in El Paso, in the Borderland. We're still looking at upper 90s into the Edwards Plateau, the Rio Grande Plains. East of I-35 still, mostly low to mid-90s with heat index values near 100. Friday, maybe some increased chance for precipitation across deep South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, with a bit of a moisture plume coming in from the Gulf. Otherwise, 90s to low triple digits across much of the state of Texas, with summertime weather continuing. And, guess what? That's about the forecast you're going to be dealing with over the several months, unless we have tropical mischief to deal with or the rogue storm system coming from the Central Plains. But welcome to summer, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's safe to say our spring severe weather season has ended, with the exception of rogue thunderstorm complexes here and there. As always, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, daily Texas weather roundups, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. To search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. And of course, you can find us here on YouTube. Y'all have an amazing rest of your Monday. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday with your next edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and God bless.